Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Here I am going to talk about lots and lots of good books. So if you are a book lover, you're in the right place. So the very first book that I'm going to talk about is The Legend of Kulhara by Malti Ramachandran. So Kuldhara is a famous city in Rajasthan which is now abandoned and believed to be cursed and haunted. So what is the story behind this city? Why is it abandoned? Why is it cursed? So Malti tells us a story of a girl named Buddy in this book. Obviously this story is fictionalized and imagined retelling of the author, but it's a very engaging and entertaining read. The story of Buddy, something happens that makes everyone leave that city and move away in just one night. So that is a very curious and interesting thing to read, I believe, for all readers, especially if you love historical fiction. The second book that I'm going to talk about is Darling Can We Start Over by Monica Meena. And this is a second chance romance book. So if you're someone who loves reading rom-coms and is interested in second chance trope, then this book is for you. Ethan and Sarah used to be a couple, but then Ethan broke her heart and now he wants to win her back. But the problem is Sarah is going to get married and Ethan only has some very limited time in which he has to convince her to not go ahead with her wedding and make her realize that now still she loves Ethan. This book is author's debut book, and for a debut book, it is a really good writing and very engaging romance novel. And let me tell you this, I was not a huge fan of rom-coms before, but then I started reading some good romance books, and this is definitely one of them. And the level of detailing, the imagination of the author, emotions that are described in this book is really great, and I really love Ethan and Sarah's chemistry in this book. The third book that I'm going to talk about is a mythological fiction, The WOW of Parvati by Aditi Banerjee. So, in this book, we get to know how Parvati and Shiva come together, fall in love. So, this is basically the love story between Shiva and Parvati. Sati was the previous reincarnation of Parvati. So, Sati was the daughter of Daksh who gets married to Shiva, but unfortunately, they are separated and Sati dies, and then she is reborn as Parvati. And then Parvati and Shiva, through lot of struggles, come together. And what is their journey? How did they fell in love? And what happened? If you want to read a very emotional but interesting document, then please read this book. The fourth book which I'm going to recommend you is Kaikai by Vaishnavi Patel. So, you all know about Ramayan, and the person responsible for sending Ram to exile was Kaikai, his stepmother. So, in this book, we get to read a retelling of Kaikai's version of the story, where the author gives her a voice and tells us that why she chose to do this, why she chose to send her stepson Ram, whom she loved very dearly, to exile and wanted the kingdom for her son. Was she really a villain, or was there some greater plan behind this? Why she had to do and take such a drastic decision, knowing that she will be hated and made the villain of the whole epic, but still she chose to do this. It's a reimagined retelling of Kaikai, and honestly, this is a very well thought of book, like making a villain, like a hated character, into someone you sympathize with, you feel for that character, is, I believe, something very challenging, and the author has done it beautifully. And the whole plot, the reading is very gripping, and I thoroughly enjoyed reading the book. And I guess as a mythology lover, you will also really relate to the story and will enjoy it. If the book that I'm going to recommend you today is Both of You by Adele Parks. This is a thriller novel and has the trope missing persons. Two women missing, Kai and Lee, who lives in very different places and have different lives. But somehow these two missing women are connected, and DC Clemens, who cannot understand that why these two people suddenly go missing without any of kind of threats or kidnapping or any kind of ransom demand, they're just missing. And why are these two connected when their two lives are separated? Then what is the mystery behind this connection? So if you're interested in reading an engaging thriller with a very good twist, then you must definitely check this book out, because the twist was very entertaining and something I did not guess. And in a thriller, like I have read thrillers for a long time. I read thriller books, I watch thriller movies and thriller series, and usually thrillers have become predictable to me, and most of the time I guess the killer or I guess the main twist somehow. But in this book I could not, and I was really shocked. Yes, in this book starting there is a lot of build up and you will need some patience, but trust me, if you get through this, then you will really enjoy the climax. The twist comes somewhere in the middle, the biggest twist of the book. But even after that, the plot is gripping to understand why this happened and what is going on in the story, and the final ending is like really good.